Place, a great place, and he could have had anybody he wanted, and he chose us, and that was humbling. It was humbling. But the second Dr. Zinger called and said, "Would you be interested in talking to us about that job?" He didn't even finish the sentence, and I said, "Yep, let's go," because I love this university. We love it. I watched every single game as long as I could before I had to get on the bus and go play our game, because I love it. There's something about Lawrence that's magnetic. Matt, you know, you live there. I mean, you fall in love with it when you roll over Campanile Hill. I mean, it grabs you, and there's really not much you can do.
How about since you took it? What surprises have you found? You know, obviously there's a lot that you don't know, even if you know through your research and all that stuff. What has surprised you the most about what you kind of stepped into, even knowing you were going to love it?
You know, I think probably the biggest surprise for me to this point has been how well we've been received from the Kansas stakeholders, the fans, the students. And make no mistake, I mean, we've reached out. We've taken the first step. We've put our hand out to all of them, because it's that earn it mentality, and we've tried. We've put our effort out there, because when you fill Memorial Stadium, it is a real place. There's not many like it in the country. That's how I know it. That's how I remember it. So, you know, from our standpoint, the thing that's been a little bit surprising is there's been some stability there, and there's every reason to be skeptical, every reason. And while I'm sure some are, man, they've been so supportive, and that's been fun to watch. But we've also extended our hand.
What approaches have you taken, or will you take in the fall to fill Memorial Stadium with boosters, with fans, with students?
You know, I said it earlier, the only way you do that, in my opinion, is you humble yourself and you go out there and you extend your hand to them, and you tell them how important they are to the success of this program. The thing that we want them to do is we want them to be proud of their seat. We want them to be proud of their seat at Memorial Stadium. We want that ticket to be something they're extremely proud of. And I know that it can be that way because I've seen it. I've lived it. I've seen it. Coach Mangino and his staff, and we were on that staff, they created that. We created that when we were there before. So I know it can be that way. And one of the things that we can do is we can either moan, gripe, and complain about it, or we can take the first step and stick our hand out to them and say, listen, we can only do this for you, with you. This is your university. This is yours. We're just stewards of it. We're responsible for upholding the traditions, and we're standing on shoulders of giants here. And we respect that, and that's why we bring so many players back, because I want our guys to see as many of those guys that bled, sweat, cried, all that on that field, because it's really hard to give up when those guys are always in your face, and they've been there before you, and they're the ones that built that stadium. We're simply getting to enjoy it. They had to live in the dungeon, and we're living in Taj Mahal right now. So my big deal is for them to respect it and for them to understand that, you know, it's not about us. It never has been. It's always been about our fans, the great people of Kansas. That is their university, and I wanted them to know that. This is not about us, it's about you, and that we need you to take ownership in it, because for us to recruit well, you're the magic. That's why Fog Island Fieldhouse is so phenomenal. I mean, Bill and those guys are unbelievable, but that experience is priceless. Priceless. And when you go in there, you tell them, no, you're crazy. And I don't know